encourage you, those of you that feel like you have artistic giftings or just you're kind of just bent to be an artist and to be creative, that you have a place in the kingdom of God. And not only should you be tolerated, but you should be celebrated. And that the call of God to be an artist or even a missionary artist is not a new concept. It's not something that we're just like, okay, yeah, you probably should do something for church and that's it. But that God has had this idea from the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. He's the original creator. And just the fact that the Bible is mostly stories, mostly songs and poems is such an inspiration to us. And that as we follow in God's footsteps, as we live creatively, we're living out the design that God has for us. And God has given us the art as a silver platter on which to serve the gospel. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so thankful that I get to be a part of that. And I want to encourage you that you can be a part of it too.
You know, something that the Lord showed me when I came to YWAM Tyler was in my DTS. And we had this amazing art teaching. And at that time, I had no idea that the Lord was even interested in the arts or it even mattered to him. And so they were giving this arts teaching and they gave 2 simple verses and it like clicked. And so I wanted to share those verses with you. And it just starts in Genesis chapter 1 and it says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." So it's just showing God as an artist. He's creating things out of nothing. It's showing him be this beautiful creator. And so then they took us to Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them." And so we're created in God's image. And it just said that God created the heavens and the earth. That same spirit, that same creative spirit, God has instilled in all of us. But then I had all these fears, right? Well, fear of man, fear of disappointment, fear of failing. And I really wanted to step out on what God was calling me to do. And so one of the desires that God had always given me was to paint, but I was always too afraid to do it. And I decided, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to step out in faith and paint. And so I painted my first picture, and it took me a very long time, but I really wanted to do it. And this just really, it shows, it symbolizes freedom for me. When I look at this, I see freedom. I see that I'm actually walking out the giftings that God has given me. And so this began a journey in my life, and I began to dance, and I began to do dramas, and I started doing all these things to glorify the Lord. And then I realized, wow, we can use these tools, these dramas to evangelize other people. And so, for example, one of the things we did is we taught this DTS group a drama called The Clincher, and it's about a boy who has a lot of pride, and he goes through lust, and he goes through drugs and alcohol. Eventually he wants to commit suicide, and then you see Jesus coming in and fighting for him, and just the redemption part. And so this team learned this drama, and they took it to the streets of Germany. And then there was this man who was just getting off the train, and he was walking, and he was going to go get this other piece to commit suicide. He had this pump, and he wanted to stick this other piece inside of his heart to kill himself. So he is on his way to go get this piece, and he sees this drama being performed on the streets, and it stops him, and he watches the whole drama. And after the drama, he just falls down, and he's crying and bawling. And the team sees him, and they bring an interpreter because he doesn't speak English. And he begins to tell them his story and how he was that boy with all those sins and how he was going to go kill himself. And so I feel like this drama just opened a door for the team to come in and minister to this man. And he accepted Jesus Christ right there. We got him to a church. And that just shows a powerful example of what the arts can do. Even without him speaking the same language, he was so impacted by this drama. And I love that. And I love to be a part of that. And I want to be a part of that. And I just challenge any of you, if you guys have desires in your heart to do anything and you think maybe it's just small or it's just there for nothing, that's not true. God placed that for a purpose, for a reason. And just wake up. When I woke up and I realized that, I saw amazing things. God has been doing amazing things through me, and he can do amazing things through you if you guys just step out in faith and use the giftings that God has given you.